What is going on, everybody? It is Alchemy Gaming here, back with a fifth episode of the Simply Bedrock Survival series. Last episode, we set up an amazing skeleton farm that we AFK'd at between episodes. We got ourselves quite a few bones. In between episodes, I also did quite a bit of mining, and I have ended up with 21 diamonds, a little bit more iron, and gold, blah blah blah. Found a few more emeralds over time. Pretty awesome if you ask me. And we're going to be putting these to good use. So if you notice in my inventory here, I don't actually have a pickaxe, and that is for a very good reason. In this episode, we are going to be making our first ever diamond pickaxe. So if I just craft up a few more sticks here, there it is in its beautiful greeny blue color. There's our first diamond pickaxe of the world. And the reason we made that is just because we are planning on doing some enchanting in this episode. And for enchanting, we're going to need to get obsidian. And to get obsidian, you need to have a diamond pickaxe. So I'm going to head down into my mines. I'll cut it here, and I'll be back when I find some obsidian. Alright guys, here's some obsidian. So I'm just going to place that, make sure I have all the lava away from me here, just in case. And obsidian is only mineable with a diamond or better pickaxe, and even then it takes 10 seconds to mine. So I'm going to need to get myself 4 pieces of obsidian for what we're going to be doing today. So since it's going to take another 30 seconds, I'm just going to fast forward here. Alright guys, so with these 4 pieces of obsidian here, I am also going to need 2 diamonds and 1 book. So once I have those, I can make this. It is an enchanting table. It is just made with, as I just said, two diamonds, 1 book, and 4 obsidians. And this is used to enchant your gear. So if I just plop that there and I go into its interface, and I just say wanted to enchant this iron sword, I come up with 3 options here: Sharpness 1, Knockback 1, and Unbreaking 1. And so you'll see these numbers on the side. So first, these numbers right here, these are this means 2 different things. So this is, first of all, how many lapis you're going to need. So the other aspect of enchanting is lapis lazuli. So it is sort of, you could say the enchantment table is powered with it. So for this trade here, we will need 3 lapis lazuli, this one will need 2, and this one will need 1. The other thing that this number on the left side here means is how many levels it is going to cost. So if you look down at my hotbar there and you see the number 38, that is how many levels I've racked up over the course of our Let's Play so far. So this will take up 3 of my levels. So yeah, that's what those numbers mean. The numbers on this right-hand side of it are how many, it's sort of like the enchantment level. So this is the minimum amount of levels I need to have total before this enchant is allowed, I guess you could say. So this, and it also means just the level of the enchantment. So this is a level 1 enchantment, this is level 3, and this is level 4. And it also means that if I wanted to do this, that number on my hotbar would need to be 4 or above. But then again, like it showed, it would still only take 3 of those 4 levels. So guys, the other thing that number there means, like I just said, is how many levels you're going to need to do the enchantment, and the level of the enchantment. So the level of the enchantment can be anywhere between level 1 and level 30. Well, level 1 is the worst and level 30 is the best, obviously. So if we want to get the best enchantments, we'll need to figure out a way to make our enchantment table better, so that instead of offering level 4 enchantments, it's going to offer us level 30. And then how we're going to do that is using bookshelves. So if I just grab a little bit more paper here, I will craft up 15 bookshelves, and I'll show you why. So if I just make a little bit of wood, I probably need quite a bit. 14, and 1 more. There we go. Okay. So if I just run over here, I'll show you how these bookshelves work. So if I push that bookshelf 1 block away and we just wait a second, I'll show you what starts happening. Actually, maybe I'll place a few more just so it's a little more obvious. But what we should start seeing happen is like little particles. Yeah, see that? Like little particles flying into there. I call it, it's sort of giving the enchantment table knowledge, I guess. The knowledge from all these books is feeding into the enchantment table. And if I put 7 of those down, yep, 7. Let's see what changes. So now instead of a level 4 enchantment, we can now get a level 14 enchantment. And that is using 7 bookshelves. So now if I add the rest, I have a full 15, which gives us the max amount of like knowledge added to this enchantment table. So if I put that in, there we go. Beautiful. Level 30 enchantment. And even better, it says looting 3, which is an amazing enchantment we'll talk about in a minute. So now that we've done that, I want to try enchanting this diamond pickaxe because we've spent our hard-earned diamonds on this pickaxe. I want to make sure it's an amazing tool. So here for our level 30 enchantment, it's Fortune 3, which is an amazing enchantment. What Fortune 3 does is it increases the amount of loot you get when you mine an ore block. So if I was to mine diamonds, instead of getting 1 diamond per ore block, I could get anywhere between 1 and 4 diamonds per ore block, which increases your amount of loot like crazy. It's amazing. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to take 3 lapis, put it in there. This is going to light up, and I'm just going to tap on that. And we also got a bonus enchantment. So we got Fortune 3, and then a bonus from the enchantment table, which is kind of rare. But if you choose the higher level enchantments, you can sometimes get it. We got Efficiency 4, which is basically going to increase how fast we can mine blocks. So I'm going to show you guys some way I can like sort of demonstrate what this means. Just give me 1 second. Alright guys, so with that enderman in front of me watching, I'm going to show you guys how Fortune works. So I brought myself a regular iron pickaxe down along with my Fortune 3 one. So I'm just going to mine with each of these pickaxes maybe 3 blocks of this iron ore, and I'll show you the difference in what we get from it. So right now I have a full stack, so anything other than this stack is what we get from these ores. So as you could easily guess, I get a total of 3 coal from using my iron pickaxe. Now, if I switch over to this pickaxe, I mine that's 3. I have 4. Oh, that wasn't a great example. But if I mine 1, 2, this is pretty unlucky, honestly. But yeah, you could sort of tell I got way more than I was. You usually get way more than you're supposed to. That was just really unlucky. Not to mention, if you can tell from in this video, this pickaxe is mining a lot faster than the ones I have had previously, which is pretty dang awesome. So I'm just gonna fill that in a little bit. I'll do the rest later, and I'll get back to enchanting some more stuff. Alright guys, so if I just run back to this enchantment area, and I click on this, and I just throw a test sword in, just to see what I get. That is Sharpness 4. That is an amazing enchantment. That is going to increase the damage dealt by my swords. So if you're trying to test out what you're going to get for a tool before you actually make the new tool, like I'm not going to put Sharpness 4 on an iron sword because it's going to break pretty quickly. That's not worth it, right? So if I'm just putting this in there to test what I'll get with a diamond sword. So I know swords are going to give me Sharpness 4, which is pretty amazing. So I think what I'm going to do is run in here, use 2 more of these great amazing diamonds here, and I'm going to make myself a diamond sword. Now with this diamond sword, I'm just going to be able to run in here and put Sharpness 4 on it. Amazing. That is so great. And fire aspect too, which is even better. Couldn't have gone better if we tried. So one thing I just didn't mention there, I sort of left it out, is that iron is more enchantable than diamond. So basically what that means is you have a higher chance of getting better enchantments on iron tools and like gold tools than you do on diamond tools. And the same is true for netherite, but that's still a pretty long ways away for us in this world, so we'll probably talk more about netherite later on. But all you have to know for now is that iron and gold enchant better than diamond, but that doesn't make them more worthwhile to enchant because diamond is a way better level of tools. at a base level. So with Sharpness 4, Fire Aspect 2, that is going to increase the damage dealt by this sword. And Fire Aspect 2 is, if you watch that, it sets things on fire when you hit them. And an amazing part about that is I don't have to cook the beef I get from these cows anymore. It is going to come perfectly cooked without having to be put in a furnace, which is pretty amazing. So if I just show you guys one more time, it sets on fire, and I am going to get cooked beef instead of raw beef, which is pretty convenient. And that works for all the other animals, and fire also deals damage, like it does like per second damage to mobs too. So if you don't kill them with the first hit, you'll set them on fire and they'll keep taking more and more damage as time goes on while they're on fire. So yeah, that's an amazing sword and an amazing pickaxe. This is a great start to our episode. So guys, I have enough levels to do one more enchantment before I drop below level 30, which means I can try and test out these tools to see what else I can get. So if I was to enchant another sword, I'm going to get Bane of Arthropods 4, which is similar to Sharpness, but instead of doing like base damage having an increase, it's going to give me more damage dealt to like things like spiders. And that's not that useful because that's just going to give me regular damage for every other mob and only extra damage against spiders, so that's not that useful for me. If I was to enchant another pickaxe, I'm going to get Unbreaking 3, which I think is a pretty good bet. Unbreaking 3 gives your tools 3 times more durability, which makes them last 3 times longer overall. And since I have such an amazing pickaxe, I think that's definitely worth it. So if I was to use 3 more of these diamonds, I know I'm going through a lot of diamonds in this episode, but trust me guys, it is worth it. I'm going to make myself one more diamond pickaxe, and I am going to enchant that straight away with Unbreaking 3. And I got Silk Touch, what do you know? So Silk Touch is a pretty cool enchantment. It works on shovels, axes, and pickaxes. So a good example of what Silk Touch does, without even needing an explanation, is if I was to break that block, it's not going to give me dirt, it's going to give me the grass block, which is pretty cool, which definitely helps out a lot. The same is true, so if I was to mine a piece of stone, instead of getting cobblestone, I'm just going to get that stone, which is pretty useful because that means I don't have to smelt it up in a furnace to get this stuff again, because if I wanted to use, oh, that's the wrong pickaxe, if I wanted to make things like stone bricks. So you see how the fortune pickaxe gave me cobblestone there? If I was to use Silk Touch, I now have a piece of regular stone, which is pretty cool, right? So that is good and bad for me right now. I was kind of hoping to show you guys how to combine these two pickaxes to get their enchantments pushed together. But since Fortune and Silk Touch are exact opposites, this gives you the block and this gives you more loot. I can't actually combine these and keep every enchantment. I'm either going to lose my Fortune 3 or lose my Silk Touch, which means I'm actually not going to combine these. I'm going to try and get some more tools to enchant for you guys so that I can show you how to combine things to get all your enchantments wrapped into one tool. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm just going to go down to the skeleton farm. I'm going to try and rack up another half level there to get to level 30. And yeah, I'll be back in a flash. Alright, guys. So I just finished getting that extra little bit of XP. And I made yet another diamond pickaxe because I noticed I can get yet again Unbreaking 3, which means I can get another shot at combining some pickaxes here. So if I just hit that, I now have Fortune 3 Unbreaking 3, which is pretty cool. So what I can do with these is combine them, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So if I just get a little bit of iron, I'm going to need 3 blocks and 4 ingots for a total of 31 iron. I can then make an anvil. So what an anvil does is it allows you to combine tools and add their enchantments to each other. So if I put that Fortune 3 on Efficiency 4 pickaxe in, then I add this Unbreaking 3 Fortune 3 pickaxe, the result pickaxe will be Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, and Unbreaking 3 on top of that, all on one new pickaxe. And this does cost levels. It is going to give me 8 levels, And another cool thing about the anvil is you can actually name your pickaxe. So when it comes up on my cursor here, it won't say diamond pickaxe and those blue letters. It'll say whatever I name it. Like, it obviously like blurs out curse words and stuff. Can't be having that. But yeah, I'm going to combine these pickaxes. 3, 2, 1, bam. So I now have one pickaxe with all of those enchantments on it. And it also is going to repair the durability I have lost so far, which is pretty cool. So I now have Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 4. That's a pretty dang good pickaxe. The only way it can get better is if I add Mending to it, which we'll talk about another time when I find a means to get Mending. It basically just refills the durability on your pickaxe, making them like live forever essentially. And I can actually upgrade Efficiency to Efficiency 5, which we will try and do soon, as that's the fastest my pickaxe will be able to mine. So yeah, I now have a pretty close to maxed out pickaxe. It's awesome, and I now consider myself having a god pickaxe. Alright guys, so I just did a little bit more XP grinding, trying to get some enchanted books and all that type of stuff. And I came across this. I enchanted a diamond sword, and I got Looting 3, Bane of Arthropods 4. So like I said earlier, Bane of Arthropods is good against spiders. It increases your damage against that type of mob. And Looting 3 actually increases the amount of drops you get per mob kill. So like say I get 1 bone when I kill a skeleton with a regular sword, I might get like 3 bones with a Looting 3 sword. It's pretty awesome. So what I'm obviously going to do here is combine this sword and this sword to put Looting 3 on my Sharpness sword, because Sharpness is better than Bane of Arthropods, because Sharpness is all around more damage, while Bane of Arthropods only is more damage against one type of mob, which is not obviously as good. And not to mention this one has fire aspect, which is pretty dang helpful. So I'm going to spend 14 levels, and I'm going to add Looting 3 to this sword. And I think that is a pretty amazing enchantment to end it off on this episode. Alright guys, so one really good example of how Looting 3 can help you out is with this skeleton farm I made. So every time a skeleton dies while I'm holding a Looting 3 sword, I'm going to get way more drops per skeleton basically that dies. So I have a little bit of bones in here, a little bit of arrows, actually a pretty solid amount of arrows. But the rates I've had on this farm so far are going to be way higher if I AFK while holding this sword. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill here, maybe get a few more bones. I already have a couple in here. I have a lot of arrows actually, wow. And yeah. Okay guys, so one last aspect to the enchantment process is using a grindstone. This is made with 1 stone slab, 2 planks, and 2 sticks, and it is used to repair and disenchant items. So if I just grab like an iron tool here, put a quick and easy enchantment on it, Unbreaking 1, that's fine. And then I was to throw it in the grindstone. Say I didn't like my enchantments on it anymore, I could throw it in there, and for free of cost, it's going to disenchant that for me, and it is actually going to give me a little bit of XP back too. The better the enchantment you take off, the more XP you will get back. So yeah, that is how you disenchant. Actually, I'm going to leave that there. So that will be how you disenchant items if you say get like a free enchantment from the enchantment table that you don't like. And yeah, so there's one more thing I want to talk about with this enchantment episode, and then that will be about it. Alright guys, so the last part of enchanting is actually using books. So you can not only enchant tools and armor, but you can actually also enchant books. So here I could get Fire Aspect 2, Aqua Affinity, or Aqua Affinity again. So what I think I'm going to do is just take that cheap Aqua Affinity trade, or enchantment, and then if I was to take that and put it in my anvil, I actually don't have a helmet on me right now, but if I was to put that in the anvil with a helmet here, and then I added this Aqua Affinity book, that would add the enchantment on this book to that helmet. And that same thing is true for all other tools and armor sets and enchantments. That's it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed this 5th episode of the Simply Bedrock Survival Series. This was Alchemy Gaming, and I am signing out. See ya!